Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking to you about this Suzuki Eiger. I'm kind of stumped because what I had going on before is there was no spark going to the spark plug, which is, I don't know if you can see it, but it's right up in, right up in that corner up there. I'll have to take the gas tank to really, to show you, but that's where the spark plug is. But what I was having was this foiler has been sitting for at least 2 years because there is no spark. And the problem that I'm having is that I replaced the way that the shop manual was telling me is you got to do a troubleshooting, which you get like a meter, to see if you have any power going to your ignition coil. And I knew it was not my ignition coil because I had a reading on there. The way that the manual was telling me. And so I went ahead and replaced the stator because the stator was bad. The coil in there was grounded out, and I still don't have any spark. All it's doing, I'm going to let I'm going to turn on the four-wheeler, but all it's doing is basically just turning over the engine. And I also replaced the CDI box, and I got the right CDI box for this four-wheeler. It's a four-wheel drive, because you can put on two-wheel drive and also four-wheel drive. And I did a front wheel bearing replacement on this Suzuki Eiger, and I actually, messed up my account. I had put the wrong last name on there. But that's not the point. The point is I'm a little stumped on this four-wheeler because I even went to a Suzuki dealer and I asked them, he was like, they were telling me, well, it could be the wiring harness. It could also be the fuses. And I took it to the cycle shop and they said that it was the stator. He said that it has to be the right stator for a specific model. And he said either when you had no spark before, was it not when it was running, was it not having spark before? And I was like, well, to be honest with you, it was one of those scenarios where the foil will start and it'll have its days where it won't want to start. So I went ahead and had them order me a stator for it, and they said, well, it could be the CDI box, could be either the people that you ordered it probably gave you the wrong one. So I called Motorsport. They sent me the stator, and I put it in there, and this is what my four-wheeler is doing. And I cleaned the carburetor. Everything in the carburetor is working fine. It's not gummed up or anything like that. I checked the compression on there. It's fine. And I also did a service on it. I put fresh oil in it, fresh gas, and I also replaced the air container in here because somebody recently, last time someone wrote it, it's missing some parts. There's the stator. I mean, not the stator, but the CDI box. You can see it just, dangling here. But it's right here in my hand. Let me see if I can. Let me set my phone down real quick so I can better show you. That way you have a better idea of what the CDI box looks like. So I put the stator in the CDI box. I don't know why I keep saying stator. And here's the CDI box. This is what it looks like, okay? And you have these little prongs in there, all right? And I also tested it, and the guy was telling me that this is the old one. The new one hasn't really came in the mail yet because I sent it back because I told I had to call Motorsport and say, hey, listen, this thing is still under warranty, and you guys sent me the wrong one. And that's why I'm showing you these prongs, okay? And I had to tell them that it was missing this bottom prong right here. And I mean, it looked like the exact same CDI box, but the only problem was it was missing these 4 prongs. And they were like, oh, well, I think we may have sent you the wrong one. And I was like, well, you think? You know, I mean, this isn't the first time that I have been calling them. And he said, the guy that I talked to at Suzuki, he said it may not be the actual CDI box. He said it may be this wiring harness that you put the CDI box in. So he said if you have a bent prong, or if the prong is like not like brass color, and if it looks like it has like a little bit of burnt marks on it, then you might have to replace the whole wiring harness. But I told him, I was like, well, the wiring harness back here, the brake light and everything, I told him, you know, that doesn't make sense to me because there's you know, I believe 2 or 3 wires that connect this brake light, and when I hit the brakes, this light lights up. And I'm like, well, if it was the actual wire harness that was, you know, infected, because what was happening was there was too much power going to the stator, and it went through these wires, and it cooked my CDI box. So, I mean, I told them, I was like, well, when I hit the brake, the four-wheeler, the brake light will light up. Just watch the car. You know, and it lit up, I just don't know what may be going on with my four-wheeler, because I really want to get this thing running, you know. And I was just going to see if you guys can, you know, put down on your reviews, or if you know anybody that may have this similar situation like I do, please let me know what I need to do in order to keep going on. And my other thing is that I keep charging my battery. That doesn't really make any sense to me. I know it has been sitting, but, you know, I don't know why my battery keeps going dead. I don't know if there's too much power going somewhere else, or if there's no power going to the harness where the CDI box goes to. That's probably why it's not getting, you know, power or spark. I don't know. But just let me know in your reviews, and then I can probably go from there. Appreciate it.